Last week was a week dominated by this mess over the release of more than 90 immigration detainees with serious criminal records, which came after a High Court decision that people in immigration detention cannot be detained indefinitely. The group includes murderers and pedophiles and others who have assault convictions, and we're told a further 340 could be released as a consequence of that court decision. I'll ask Home Affairs Minister Claire O'Neill about this shortly. From an original number of 80 released detainees, the number has ballooned to 93 who've been released already, Immigration Minister Andrew Giles announced yesterday. Senate documents released on Thursday night contain details that 21 of the detainees were so-called Category 1, cases referred to the minister on grounds of national security or cybercrime, serious and high-profile organised crime, gang-related crime or high-ranking bikie gang members. Then there was Category 2, 27 detainees, very serious violent offences, very serious crimes against children, very serious family and domestic violence or violent sexual or exploitative offences against women. Then Category 3 and 4 are 35 cases, including violent sexual or exploitative offences, and then 9 of the detainees are called, quote, general cancellations, unquote. The detainees have been behind the razor wire for between 1 and 13 years, and this document detailing which category they're in is marked October this year, last month. That dashboard was drawn up before the High Court decision, so was it part of documents prepared for the minister, knowing the government could lose this High Court case? The government appeared flat-footed on how to deal with this crisis last week. They were finally shamed on Thursday into legislating to impose tougher conditions on the detainees' release and soon caved to demands by opposition leader Peter Dutton for ankle bracelets and mandatory minimum jail sentences if the detainees breached their conditions. The legislation passed the Parliament Thursday night with the amendments pushed forward by the opposition leader carried. Peter Dutton criticised Anthony Albanese for going to APEC while this immigration crisis was on. The PM had a lash back and insisted he has kept his eye on that ball while overseas, working with Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles on it. My understanding is Mr Marles ran the amendments Mr Dutton wanted past the PM and he agreed to them. The government did not want product differentiation on the issue with Peter Dutton. The government believes the High Court decision means the government cannot re-detain the detainees, as Mr Dutton has also called for. The decision said only courts can make that sort of detention. The PM mentioned his work at home on this before departing APEC in San Francisco yesterday.
We engage in the range of issues, and there are these things called phones as well. I've been in direct contact with Richard Marles and with other ministers over the last couple of days. One of the things about my government is that it's a government full of talent, full of ministers who fulfil their tasks. I have not felt a need to swear myself into different portfolios